The idea of attending school made Harvey Willgoose anxious, so he rarely went in. When he did, on the 3rd of February this year, he was pushed in the corridor within minutes of arriving by another 15-year-old boy who'd stab Harvey to death a few hours later. We can now name the killer as Mohammed Umar Khan. He'd been involved in an altercation 5 days earlier, which led to the school being temporarily shut.
I think we need to get to the root of the problem. I think a lot of
Harvey's mum is now beginning to understand why her son avoided school.
How much of a factor do you think knives were in Harvey not going to school?
I think it were a big factor. He knew that there were knives in that school. He did, on the first lockdown, on that Wednesday before, I went into his bedroom and said, "Your school's in lockdown," and he said, "Yeah, because someone's got a weapon for me." And then he messaged Mark and said, "This is why I don't go to school, Dad, because children have knives."
Harvey was right. The next time he went in, Mohammed Umar Khan stabbed him twice in the heart with this hunting knife. Khan was fascinated with weapons. This is a video of him holding a knife, and the court heard he had a history of carrying them in school. His defence said he was bullied and racially abused. Today, the judge allowed the 15-year-old to be identified after an application by the media, agreeing it was in the public interest to do so, before sentencing him to life with a minimum term of 16 years for Harvey's murder, rejecting any suggestion of self-defence.
You had decided that, should the need as you saw it arise, you would use your knife on Harvey, a knife which, in your words, you had bought because it was scary.
The school's trust says Harvey's death was an unimaginable tragedy and promises to investigate every angle of what happened. Harvey's family are calling for more action and for a serious case review to be launched. We put that to the police.
It's always worth taking stock and looking if there were opportunities to learn and do things differently. You can't not immediately think about your own children, and that when you drop them off at school, you want them to be safe. You expect that you're going to see them safe at the end of the day. Harvey was denied that safe return home, and his family, suffered a devastating loss.
Harvey's family was in court for the sentencing earlier, and his sister Sophie said in a victim impact statement that Mohammed Umar Khan didn't just end Harvey's life, he ended ours too. They are now determined to tackle this critical issue of how to stop knives being carried in schools.
Good morning, love. Hi, nice to see you. Good morning.
And here's a demonstration. Knife archers are rare in the UK. Another school near Sheffield recently received one, donated by the foundation set up in Harvey's name. Channel 4 News found there were 150 knife crimes at schools across England and Wales last year. This school doesn't have a problem with knives, though this means they can be on the front foot.
So already we're having students telling us anecdotally that they feel much safer, and the comments we're getting are around, actually it will make people think twice now about bringing anything into the school community.
Do you think this should be something that's done universally?
I think it would be a really positive way forward.
There's limited evidence that knife archers can bring knife crime down more widely. Doesn't this need to be part of a broader education strategy?
Absolutely, we think that national guidance will be really helpful. Education is key, yeah. The research, a huge piece of research, absolutely needs to be conducted.
Another thing Harvey's mum wants to look at is school attendance. With around 1 in 5 pupils persistently absent in England, Caroline's meeting other parents to talk about the issue, determined to create a positive legacy for her son.
The longer it goes on, the more painful it is, but it's doing these kind of things that are making it better.
What do you think he'd say to you if he was sitting here now?
He said, "Go on, mother."
Harvey's parents want him to be remembered as a cheeky chappie. They didn't understand why he wouldn't go to school. Now they want to make sure his loss can be a lesson for others.